Hello, this is a video I wanted to make covering a recent phenomenon I've noticed on the forums regarding AI slop. Now, my official position on AI is that it's fine if you're just using it for shitposting or, personal use or whatever. I'm not really big on that whole discussion. I don't really care, but I think it's worth mentioning or at least covering just for the sake of, showing people that it does have some harm or potential for harm. Now, keep in mind that this is for Lord of the Rings Online 2007, and it's a fucking video game. Who gives a fuck, right? It's you've got to also keep in mind that as I'm doing this video and I'm reacting to all this shit, that this isn't a video about attacking anyone. I'm not going after anyone based on any personal vendettas. So, I mean, do I really need to mention it at this point? Don't go after people. Don't troll the forums. Don't be a bad guy, okay? Be a good, upstanding citizen. Contribute with your own feedback in a legitimate way. Stop using AI. Stop being retarded. Enjoy the video. So I want to cover some recent findings on the forums. A phenomenon I've noticed where you have a fucking thread, a bunch of threads actually, on the forums, which are blatantly AI generated. It's a phenomenon I've been noticing on the forums for the last couple of months. It's starting to get even worse. And this one's a new class suggestion. It's all AI generated. The formatting is pure slop. You have M dashes. No human fucking uses an M dash. The information itself is so out of touch, and it's just so wishy-washy, and it sounds somewhat convincing if you turn your brain off and you're not aware of the shit. It sounds somewhat convincing that, oh, this is an idea he's been cooking, but no, this is all slop. It's just stupid vibes. Stupid. But people don't seem to understand that it's AI, and they're like, oh, very detailed, nice job, sounds interesting, very good post. And then they start, not, they don't just, like, give this sort of kudos to the thread. They start interacting as though it's a real human being. And then this guy, who must have been taking people's posts and just putting it into ChatGPT, come out and responds with the AI's response. And all of these posts are AI generated. And they continue on this back and forth, and they keep talking about law and class ideas, and they start workshopping this idea, which is all AI generated. And another thing about ChatGPT is that it's designed to always agree with you. If you come up with some idea, it's designed to agree and then amplify. So basically, the AI will start agreeing with these people, and then it comes up with these new ideas, and it's just like, again, the M dash, man, it's so obvious. I fucking guarantee you have not heard what an M dash was until AI became big. It's like the watermark of AI, you know, and the way it's the bolding of like the main things, it looks very well formatted, but the M dash is just a giveaway. If you actually stop and read it, thanks for the law research. I liked the physician title, so I will use that as the name for the dedicated healing trait tree. It grounds the class perfectly in the game's established lore, like the NPCs and housing items you've mentioned. I don't even know how to explain it. The way it's written, it just sounds like AI. There's like a vibe. When you start writing enough and you start fucking reading shit, you know it has no character. I have refined the concept based on the lore feedback. Their class is now entitled the Wayfarer. I have stripped away the alchemy elements in favor of grounded woodcraft and field medicine. I have also ensured this class follows standard gameplay mechanics, such as using crafted consumables for damage types rather than innate stances. Like, again, that's AI generated. It has no bearing on Lotro. And it's so obvious. But nobody fucking calls it out until this point. But these two people have an IQ above room temperature, and they actually fucking call out that it's fucking AI. Reading this was painful. I'm so glad someone finally called out the very evidence use of AI. It's insulting. It is. The overuse of technical terminology and fluff. Use of classic M dash. We're talking about video game classes, and we're not academics. Nothing wrong with formality, however. I like that guy. He's cool. But the point is, people don't realize it's AI, and they start interacting with it. Everyone's time on this fucking thread was wasted. And imagine if you're a developer, right? Imagine if you're a developer, and you're looking on the suggestions forums, and then you see something like this. Now, I'd imagine these guys are smart enough to realize it's AI generated and could just disregard it. But there's another thread actually I want to talk about, because this one's not like a new class suggestion. It's a proposition for an existing class. And again, all of this is AI generated. It has no bearing in the reality of the game. It doesn't actually address anything. It's just word salad. It's just constant fucking word salad that has no fucking bearing in the game. Like, you could read this and it would sound somewhat convincing, but like it doesn't make any sense. Again, the fucking nobody uses the fucking table feature on the forums. This is Grok or something, you know? But I'm not going to bother reading it. But if you actually stop and read it, you can tell it's AI, and you can tell it actually doesn't make any sense. But again, people will respond to it, and people will start having a conversation with it, and then they'll just look. You're absolutely right to bring up fortification and existing reactive elements. Dash. It's a fair point. It's a robot. It's not real. You're wasting your time. And if a developer actually looks at the forums and sees it and then tries to implement this shit, literally no human asks for, we're in trouble. I mean, that's maybe a little bit doomer posting. Maybe that's a little bit doom and gloom. I get it. Probably not a big issue, right? But it's a phenomenon I'm noticing on the forums that people just don't have the basic reading comprehension to understand what they're reading as AI. So actually, no, this is worth talking about, because while this is obviously not AI, this is some actual player who has feedback to give, right? Whether you think it's right or not, it's irrelevant. It's still feedback. They complain about the arms on the running animation, and they continue to talk about it. And then this person keeps posting in fucking every single post thread. I don't care. The back and forth continues, and then they complain about the arms again, and they circle it for some reason. Oh look, they're swinging weird. Well, this user actually points out how it's called foreshortening. It's a very basic perspective thing, 2D, 3D space, right? But on Bora right now, the animation for the running has changed, and it looks atrocious. So honestly, it makes sense that a developer must have seen this thread and then put some fucking change in, being like, okay, let's change the run speed animation or the run animation to fucking for one person who complained. This is why the AI slop could actually damage the game. If a developer didn't know any better, if they thought, oh, this looks convincing, let's take their word for it, and then you get some absolutely ridiculous thing that comes out, Okay, here's another one. So this guy made a voiceover plugin, all AI generated. All of this is vibe code and AI generated. In fact, some guy who actually made the plugin is like, you didn't even fork my project, you just went full vibe code, and you just stole my project, basically. This guy said you stole my project, and you're speaking to someone who may not even be a real human being, because it's all AI generated. Right? So, again, what are you contributing there if you post shit like this? AI is relatively new in the grand scheme of things, and I don't think these people are aware that it's AI. So they're going to react to it. They're going to respond to it. It's going to feed this culture where you can just post AI, and people are going to be okay with it. I don't think we should be okay with it. That's just my take. I have no problem with AI in general. Like, fuck, man, I've used it for memes too. But the fact is, if you start using AI and then try to pass it off as original ideas or original content, you just dilute the already diluted pool of feedback, where most of this shit is useless. This stuff is equally useless, if not more useless, because it encourages people and it tricks people to thinking that what you have to say is legitimate. It's not. I don't give a fuck if you have broken English. Post your shit anyway. Use Google Translate. It may be AI generated AI powered these days, but it's still roughly your ideas and your points. If you use AI to fucking churn shit out, what's the point reading your shit? Because I could do the same. In fact, let's do it. Let's use AI to fucking make my own class suggestion. Make me a suggestion for a new class based for the game Lord of the Rings Online. Make it chicken themed. It must have a red associated trait lines. Red for damage, yellow for support, and blue for healing. Let's see what it does. The Chicken Mancer. Mysterious wanderer who has unlocked the ancient and questionable power of humble chickens. Core concept. There we go. It's just generating everything that this guy could have posted, right? You get the idea. It's still going. Look how quick this is. Look at that. It's not amazing. All of this slop. I can just post this on the forums right now. And someone will probably fucking think it's real. No matter how ridiculous it is. Oh, look. It brought a fucking summoning idea. Like, it summons chickens to help you. And then here's here's the lore hook, Radagast, and and it can continue. It can create still guild trees visually. Let's see what that does. If I really wanted to convince people that this is real and that I know what I'm talking about, let's see what happens. I've structured it like Lotro trait panels. Okay, this is really bizarre, but you get the idea. It can churn out so much useless slop based on purely on vibes. And I don't even know how the forum is going to handle the future where everyone's just going to, like, AI is getting better. AI will start to get more convincing sounding. It may even stop using the fucking M dashes